Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over some changes that are going to be happening to event keys as well as spoils of war. You've probably seen recently in your mail that there is this message basically saying that event keys are going to be reworked as of version 4.3. Essentially how event keys work now is they are basically the exact same drop table as gem keys, except they do not have ingots and they only drop from a specific kingdom. Basically, the change that they're going to be making in next patch is it is now going to drop commons and rares over top some of the ultra rares. So the epics, legends, and mythics will still be the exact same chance within event keys. However, the ultra rare chance will be reduced, but instead you'll be able to get 3 copies of commons and 2 copies of rares. Basically, the whole reason why they're doing this is to allow people to accumulate absolutely everything from a specific kingdom simply by throwing down event keys, which of course is mainly useful for upgrading a specific kingdom. So whenever it's their event on a given week, you can simply go and upgrade it up. So as far as how event keys work, as many of you may know, every single week we end up having a new event. It resets on Monday at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or whatever your equivalent of that is. Every single week we end up having a different kingdom that it ends up getting associated with. There's a few different ways that you can end up checking it. For example, you can check it here and you can see whatever it says there, and that would end up being the kingdom that it is. There aren't really too many good indications. Like for example, if you go to the event key drop table right now, there's almost no way to really tell what the typing is. I guess you could click on this and then see the kingdom, but I guess that's one way of doing it. But it's not really like direct. Like if you look at the screen, you can't really tell immediately what the kingdom currently is. I'm not sure why they still have it like that. But as you can see right now, it is Forest of Thorns, and if you click on this and it says something else there, then that's the kingdom that's currently associated to. So essentially, starting next patch, if we just simply go into Forest of Thorns, or whatever one it currently says there for the given week, this is basically the entire drop table, essentially, of what event keys will be. There would still be some that are excluded. For example, things that are exclusive to certain game modes. So, example, Array, which is only from Guild Wars, you would not actually get from event keys. Basically, every single rare. Also, you wouldn't end up getting Delve Troops. But basically, every single rarity thing, from all the way from common to mythic, you would then be able to get. So that's basically the whole thing. And it's from a specific kingdom each week. So let's just say that next week is, or actually I know what next week is. Next week is, if I'm not mistaken, Kedar. So when it's then next week, you'd be able to go and get all of these drops, and that would include absolutely all of them from common to mythic, with the only exclusions being things that are only obtained from specific game modes, such as, for example, all 4 of the Delve Troops, which are only obtained specifically from the Delves. But you'd still be able to get everything from Fair Raw all the way down to a skeleton within the event key drop table. And that's basically just how event keys work. They're essentially just going to be, as they are now, they are gem keys that work essentially as a focused, they're basically focused gem keys for a specific kingdom. And starting next patch, they are going to be kind of the same thing, except they also include commons at 3 drops and rares at 2s. The main thing I wanted to go over, mainly as in this video as a reminder, is there's one other drastic change that they're making that message actually doesn't make any allusion to whatsoever, and that is a change that is happening to the Glory Shop. So as you can see right now, Spoils of War currently has the text saying its limit is unlimited. That is currently the case. You can click this a billion times, and as long as you have that much glory, you will be able to buy it that many times. However, there is going to be a hard cap on this starting next patch. You'll only be able to get 10 Spoilers of War per week, instead of the literal infinite that you can get right now. So do be very wary of that. They'll be keeping it at the exact same cost, so this isn't really going to affect early game and such as much, but this is mainly going to affect people that basically have more than half the mythics in the game, as one decent method of trying to get all the mythics in the game is to go throw a bunch of glory at this pack in order to get a bunch of event keys. So basically, this is just a public service announcement to remind you to go dump all your glory into Spoils of War. Maybe not literally all of it, but you want to save, you know, like at least 50,000 or 100,000 or so. But you do want to dump quite a bit, especially if you're in late game. This isn't as applicable to early and mid game, because early game you probably have enough glory that the 10 limit that this will have starting next patch is probably going to be as many as you could even afford anyways. And mid game you don't really need to worry about it as much, because it's only, you really only use event keys to try to get mythics once you have nearly all the mythics. I would say at least at minimum half of them before you'd really start spamming them. So yeah, that's basically everything you need to know with that. And the main reason they're making this change is a couple of reasons. One is this was added, what, 2-3 years ago? And there's, of course, been a billion more methods to obtain glory within the game. I think glory is about 10 times easier to actually obtain, which is one of the reasons why the limit is so low. And the other one being that they're adding a new feature where you can actually buy basically infinite of any of the packs starting next patch. So there'll basically be a slider, and you can click it. Like, for example, we could click this up and get it instantly to Epic, then click it again instantly to Legend, and then click it again instantly to Mythic. And we could also click it back and go like all the way to 200 copies of it if we want to get 200 copies for whatever reason. If we want to stock up on all that. Same thing with maps, same things with souls. And same thing with Spoilers of War, except you would only be able to do it up to 10. They basically just made it so you could multi-buy them without having to click over and over and over again. Because, of course, currently, if you want to go do it, you have to go and click this, boom, click out, click this, boom, click out, click, boom, and keep repeating that a billion times. Whereas next patch, if you wanted to get like 41 copies of this to get it to Mythic, you just click one button, click again, boom, you just got 41 copies, and as quick as that. So that's basically all the changes that are happening with event keys. So yeah, go spend a bunch of glory on Spoilers of War. Probably going to want them. Stock up before next patch comes around. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a wonderful day. Goodbye, everyone.